Well, I'm just, I'm not sure if this is live or whatever it says it is, but I'm just starting to use StreamYard again. When I used it before, it was different than this, but however it's working, I'm not sure well or not. I think it is. I'm just looking at it right now and looking at the buttons and whatever. But it says something about I have 6 days left on the free recording version. I don't know. I don't think that has to do with anything to do with the live version. That's just recorded version. When you're going live, you're not recording, you're just streaming. But I'm just not sure it's actually live or not. I guess I am. It says I am. But this way, if I have people that join the chat that actually want to come in and talk with me about anything, they'll be able to do that. Do a panel type thing, and actually have discussions about gang stalking and people's experiences rather than just talking about my experience and whatnot. I feel that might be good for other viewers and other people that are targeted to, actually be able to voice their feelings rather than just have to type a question in the chat or whatever. And change the platform around a little bit so it might just not be me all the time doing all the talking. But really need to I needed to make a change anyway. Because there are a lot of other people on, coming in and wanting to ask questions or have things they might want to say. And I don't have a lot of subscribers, but 116, but that might be more than some of the other people that are targeted. I don't know. But might change the overall feel of my channel. But I had something that crossed my mind today. There's always this premise going on with the V2K streamers that's being perpetuated and propaganda wise, whatever, with whatever their stream, that like when they're broadcasting, it's always like, oh, he's looking at me, or whatever, or he's doing this and that. Well, I made a comment on my last video about that, that the difference is what I'm thinking about and what they're capturing with remote neural monitoring, whether I'm being, maybe thinking about the person that's, harassing me at the moment. What I think about them in my head is not actually, looking at them like they're saying, oh, he's looking at me, look at what he's doing, look at this and that. And I just, it's not the same as what they're doing, which is actual surveillance and, spying on you and harassing you and doing their thing, when they're capturing what you're thinking about, talking about, whatever at the point. It's not the same as actual surveillance like they're perpetrating, spying. I mean, let's say what you're thinking about, let's say you're sitting in the street or whatever, like I'm doing, sitting right here. If I was thinking about how, how horrible, let's say, somebody is, for instance, like a politician or whatever, what I'm thinking about in my mind and what I'm picturing in my mind is not a surveillance. And that's the kind of crap they try to portray, that because they're able to, picture and capture what you're thinking about in a visual, real sense. From my thinking, what the group is trying to do is portray that I'm looking at them, literally looking at them. Well, just because you can see somebody in your mind's eye does not mean you're looking at them, because you can imagine what they're doing and what kind of shit they're up to or whatever. It is an actual surveillance, like they try to, contend. But I didn't really, have a topic, because I just, this is the first time I started using StreamYard. I misspelled using, but I really don't care. I got big fat fingers. Look at that. Look at those things. I got big fat fingers and a small keyboard. So I hit two buttons sometimes, because I'm a poke typist. I don't type like this. I pick and poke. Sometimes I hit two buttons. Sometimes I don't hit the right button. Sometimes the space bar doesn't work. I need to clean it, sticky, whatever. But regardless of that, I see we have two people in here. I don't see any comments. Can't know who you are. But I can ask that you post a 1 or a 2 if it sounds all right, looks all right. If you see any issues, does it look any different other than the fact that it's got the little StreamYard icon at the top? I don't think it will. I think it'll be the same. It shows my name at the bottom there. But I can allow up to 6 people, I think, in here, or 5 people with me in here that could talk if they wanted to. But I've kind of been interested in doing it this way to create more of a discussion setting rather than just a generalized experiences setting. At times, it's not going to always be like this. Sometimes I'm just going to go live when I just have something to say. I'm not going to go through all the setting up of this broadcast. But should I, have a time when I have someone that comes in that wants to actually come in and chat with me and discuss what's going on in their life, whatever, and how maybe our experiences might be similar or dissimilar in whatever ways. It's a lot easier to actually communicate verbally rather than one person talking and the other person, trying to convey their question or message in text and have an actual discussion. Now, this is going to be true for anybody that comes in here. Should some of the perps want to come on here and talk? I'm kind of interested into having a little bit of discussions with some perps and some disinformation characters. So don't be shy. I'm sure you will be shy because you don't, of course you're not probably going to want to do that. I haven't got a problem with telling a perp how I feel to their face. Now, as far as perps go, I know who a lot of mine are personally. So I would pretty much, know. But there could be a few floaters, whatever, flying monkeys that I have nothing to do with. Or never have had anything to do with. But since late 2018, early 2019, I have not been on any other person's broadcasts, anybody's. I haven't shown my face. I haven't showed up in an icon. I haven't done any of that. So, like I've said, I've got evidence of people, impersonating me on other people's platforms. And I have a couple that I've caught them at it, and I just that's pertinent evidence with me. That's illegal. Should you, let's say, like my stalker neighbor here has done before, he's represented himself as a judge in a platform, whatever setting, like like I'm a defendant in a case in the court, blah blah blah, saying he's a judge and all that. Now, should you as a human impersonate an official or a judge? You're looking at, I'm not for certain of the term, but I did do some research. Anyone impersonating you, for example, is looking at a Class A misdemeanor, a high fine, and jail time. Now, I'm not for sure. I didn't look that much, but any way you look at it, impersonating someone else is a crime. It's not just, oh, it's funny. It's not just a thing, it's an actual crime. Now, let's say you impersonate a police officer, or like I said, as a judge. I imagine impersonating a judge, albeit not, saying you're such and such judge, like Judge Judy or whatever, impersonating just a judge, saying you're a judge or a doctor, is highly illegal. Officials, I think it is in the federal bracket, not just a misdemeanor. It can be a federal crime. So that can be a help to you as a target if they're doing such as they are me, impersonating me and impersonating my wife on their platform and whatever they're streaming to other people. they're impersonating me, my wife, my friends. Well, each instance is a separate crime. So you could pile up a hell of a lot of jail time for one of your stalkers. Were you capable of proving said impersonations and identity, someone assuming your identity? So there's always this premise that we targets have nothing we can actually do about what's happening to us. Well, there's a lot of legal things you can do that have nothing to do with stalking, that have nothing to do with gang stalkers or targeting, such as identity theft, credit fraud, all that stuff, intellectual property theft, things that have nothing to do with the actual harassment part of it. The issue is gaining that and acquiring that evidence and being able to present it to a lawyer that will listen to you. So in cases like that, you can present it without even talking about the gang stalking. Just present the crime for what it is. And not even bring up gang stalking, since they seem to have like the judicial system seems to have a hello winning smile. Oh, you want a link? Wow, okay. I don't know if that's going to work. Give that a shot. Does that work? I'm not for sure. I've never actually linked anybody to one of my chats. If it's not working, let me know and I'll try something different. It's not working, right? Is it not working? Okay, hold on a second. If that doesn't work. Does that work? Are you able to click that? But anyway, as it goes, there are things you can do that have nothing to do with gang stalking itself. Uh, Actually, Urban, I've seen you in other people's streams. I never talked to you. But how are you doing? Um, uh, the the reality is people are understanding now that this is a well organized process with groups around the world, not just YouTube. Not just YouTubers pulling this shit. We're talking people everywhere. I mean, it's a worldwide thing that targets are being, assaulted, harassed, defamed, shamed, whatever, in in a kind of a silent harassment setting. Not really silent for the targets, but for people in general. But does that link not work? Winning smile. Like I said, I've never invited anybody onto a chat with me before, so I can't know whether I'm doing something wrong or not. But the general consensus is among gang stalkers themselves. I mean, at least that's the image they present to me, that there's nothing you can do about it. Blah blah blah. Always there's nothing you can do. No one will help you. Blah blah blah. Well, in a lot of avenues and respects, that's true. You can't. It's hard to get a lawyer to speak to you about gang stalking harassment. Um, it's hard to get anybody that you report it to listen. I mean, even if you're not in a situation like mine where you're experiencing the V2K, the remote neuromonitoring, and the identity assumption and credit theft, intellectual property theft, all kinds of different parts, the street theater, the directed conversations, all of it. You're still going to have an issue because it's hard to prove. Apparently that must not work, huh? That link must not do anything, right? And I won't know unless you tell me if it's not doing anything. Uh, I'm trying to see if there's something else that in here that I'm missing. What do you mean by this corner? What do you mean this corner on YouTube? As far as a background, when I first came onto YouTube, I was just just looking at it, but um, but well, uh, I ended up showing up at some of the true crime chats because it was a recommendation on my main page, but as it goes, my channel I originally used for trying to present my artwork and maybe have a somewhat of a art career on YouTube. But that's part of what happened to get me targeted, was to do with my artwork and creative aspects of my life. Um, I was spending a lot of time showing up, as a guest on other creators on drawing programs, and um, just had a little bit of presence there. But since then, I haven't even pretty much touched any artwork. Well, since then, since my targeting, basically, I'm trying to raise awareness on gang stalking and targeted individuals, and proving the reality of it, since it is pretty much unrecognized in the public. Even though it's a worldwide thing, people are being targeted, harassed, slandered, killed, threatened, whatever, all over the world right now because of this stuff. Basically, gang stalking, groups of people that conspire to stalk a single person, like myself. That's basically what I've been focusing on since basically my original ideas were stripped from me. No, it's fine. I mean, that's what I'm here for. I'm trying to raise awareness about gang stalking and people being targeted, and with people that are gathering in groups to slander and cause individuals harm through whatever means they're, whether it be following them, threatening them, you know, slandering and defaming them on one of their channels. That has to do with stalking and and defamation and basically ruining someone's life because they have for profit or just because they like to watch people suffer. Whether it just be for the drama aspect of it and to feel like they're funny or whatever, or, whether they feel like it raises their stature because they're putting this person down and it gets them views. Whatever, albeit. I found in searching myself on Google, I found I have a video that was called V2K Short, which was me proving V2K isn't just voices in your head. You can record it. It's being broadcast at you like audio spotlight or whatever. And it's a technology that a lot of people aren't aware of. And on my channel, it has 27 views, but somebody copied it and put it on another platform or channel and had 2,601,421 views on it, which is indeed a play button at very least. And I got no credit for it. I got no credit for any of it. I got the 27 views I have, but I got no credit for my work on that. Zero, zilch. But the gang stalkers, whoever it was that presented that video to their following of other perps, got plenty out of it. V2K, voice to skull technology. You can research it. V as in Victor, 2 and K. But it's called voice to skull technology, voice of God. Basically, it's electronic harassment. And there's also remote neural monitoring, which I'm not going to try and explain that to you in 2 minutes because it entails a lot of things. But if you're really interested, I have several videos before this regarding the matter. It borders on science fiction, but it's not science fiction. I present patents from from government entities that and inventors that throughout the years have created this technology, and agencies such as like the NSA or whatever have used it. Edward Snowden talks about them using it, but the problem is it's gotten out of their control and in the hands of criminals. And it's torture. It's like it's terrorism what they're doing with it. Well, in a sense, like what you're saying with the screenshots and how they'll follow, try and follow their subs or whatever. But this isn't, generally related to just YouTube. I'm talking about they follow people home. They'll harass people in the street, in their store, in their car, everywhere you go, in your house, watching you, using surveying, using spy tactics and terror tactics to, to harass and terrorize individuals like me. Granted, I'm not looking right now like I'm under duress, but I'm always under duress about it. I mean, I've been dealing with it for over 3 years now. With the overt aspect, there is a covert predecessing information gathering process that they do where you have no idea you're being targeted until they finally are blatant with it and harass you in the street, wherever you're at, watch everything you're doing, slander you, defame you, try to set you up with the police, try to get you in trouble with whoever or whatever, and make you look like you're nuts. There's a bunch of aspects. It's a program of, they have a script that they follow, but they cater it to the individual, so it's more personal. But the program, the script, is pretty much a carbon copy, except for the personal aspects perpetrated against the individual. So apparently that link doesn't work that I popped up there, because you haven't come in here yet. I don't know if that link works, if I did that right or not. But it comes up that I can copy it to clipboard, but that's the link that it shows me that I can put it in there. So apparently you should just be able to click that link if you want to come in here and chat. But then you should be able to come in here. But as far as what you're asking, Irvin, I think 2 videos before this, or 3, in the description I have all kinds of links for patents and descriptions of what this technology is capable of and how horrifying it is. It's basically like Havana. It's Havana syndrome. It's the technology they're using for Havana syndrome. It's a DEW weapon, directed energy weapons, microwave weapons, spy tactics. Where, let's say you're the individual that they're targeting at the time, You could be in a crowded room, and I don't know if you've ever heard of audio spotlight, but they can focus on the target and say things to the target, say things to you, and you'll hear them, but you're the only person in the entire room or crowd that will hear them because you're being targeted. It's focused directly at your auditory nerves. You're the focus, and it's in its designation is designed to appear kind of like a schizophrenic, make you look schizophrenic or paranoid in a sense that, you know, you're hearing these voices, you don't know where they're coming from, you don't know why you're hearing them. But generally most targets in the beginning have no idea what the hell's happening to them. Because, you know, I mean, it's not like this technology is being broadcast as, oh, here this is, these people are doing it. Getting people to listen to it, to your explanations are like trying to, you know, pull your teeth out. So it's just hard to get people to understand that this technology exists and gang stalking is real and people are being destroyed and harmed, and they pretty much they've destroyed a lot of my they destroyed my possibility of an art career on YouTube. They've stolen music from me, right? Intellectual property, ideas, all kinds of stuff. My stuff to do with my identity, all kinds of paperwork, medical records, credit card information, all that. And but that's what they do to a target, to try and ruin the idea is to ruin your life for whatever reason, whether you're an activist or profit from your suffering, whether you said something to the wrong people and pissed them off and they're part of this group of organized gang stalkers that are going to go after you. Does that make sense? Or what? Here, so you can research it if you want. And you can also Google gang stalking if you have, you know, if you want to learn more about what it's about. But there are a lot of people trying to perpetuate that it isn't real and doesn't exist. But you can Google gang stalking jobs, and yeah, it's the synthetic telepathy. I wasn't really going to go into that with him since he doesn't apparently know anything, you know, about remote neural monitoring or voice to skull technology. But since you brought it up, the synthetic telepathy, they're able to see your thought process. They can see through your eyes. They can hear what you're thinking, hear what you're saying, hear what people around you are saying, see what you're looking at. It's like science fiction, like I said, like an Outer Limits episode, but it's not science fiction. The patents exist. People like Edward Snowden have talked about it, and he explains how it works, that he's seen it in action when he was part of the NSA. It's a real thing, and it's a horrible thing. I'm feeling pretty good today because I had sort of an epiphany about the people stalking me. because the last couple days they came into the chat and actually in plain view of other people in the chat threatened me and threatened to kill me and harassed people in the chat and told me to remove my videos because no uncertain terms how I've stayed under the radar so long from these gang stalkers that I'm able to continue to talk about it. There's always people coming, the perpetrators coming in here talking about, oh, gang stalking isn't real, you're crazy, blah blah blah. But that's the general premise. They'll, you know, perpetrators is what we call them, perps, gang stalkers. Will try to perpetuate the narrative that the target, you're not being stalked. Why would anybody stalk you? Why are, you know, what's important about you? What's special about you? And that. But by the way, hello, Alan. I didn't, you know, I didn't say hello to you. But I haven't. I had, as I said before, I haven't been using StreamYard, but I kind of wanted to change the scope of way things are here because some other people might, you know, want to come in and chat and be able to present their viewpoint on gang stalking, you know, or talk to me or talk to the people. I don't, you know, I don't know. It's an extensive subject, and just guinea pig. What do you mean? You feel like you're just a guinea pig? Are you being targeted, Alan? You sound like you know what you know what the stuff is and what's happening. Just from that one comment about the synthetic telepathy in V2K. But yeah, we're treated like guinea pigs. Like, you know, we're not. We're not being treated humanely, should I say. It's really a deep violation of your civil rights, your privacy, and everything else. Yeah, I'm sorry to hear that you're dealing with the whole gamut too. I mean, I get the V2K 24/7, the remote neural monitoring, the harassment. I went to the store today, right, to the grocery store to just pick up a couple things, and like I was trying to remember what I was after. I was only after a couple things, trying to remember where the pepper was, what aisle it was on. And the funny part was, I'm like, oh, well, where's the pepper? And I said, oh, I see someone with their phone pointing at me. Follow the phones. Just follow the phones because they know where you're going to go. And I followed this. She turned right and stopped right in front of the pepper where I was going to be at. Still got her phone, holding it up, you know. She's not talking to anybody, but she's got her phone going. And then someone else comes along with their phone, you know. They love to point their phones at you, and, you know, and that's how they receive their notifications and whatever they're supposed to do from their handlers, you know, to follow you. And intimidation, that's a lot of it. But it was funny. I'm like, oh yeah, okay, follow the phones. And I started singing a song, thinking of a song. I was calling it Perp World. Perp World, follow you around the neighborhood. Doesn't matter if you're bad or good. Follow you with their kids, no matter what you did. manipulation, directed conversation. That kind of just, I was just singing that as I was walking around the store. And someone would be pointing their phone at me. I'd say, Perp World. Yeah, right. Um, I had someone else saying it. There was someone else actually in the store saying Perp World. So I'm thinking either they were the stalker or a perp, or a target. Yeah, mock. I just mocked them. I was just like, hey, I know you're freaking saying, doesn't matter what you do, they're gonna be watching you. Bullshit talking, gang stalkers walking, grandma walking with her walker. But yeah, um, but it's just um, and I was walking around in the store, making this song up as I walked around because it was just like whatever. Follow the phones, man. Follow the phones around. They know where you're going. Oh, I need milk. Oh, there's somebody with a phone over by the milk. Looking at, holding their phone up. But yeah, um, it was pretty funny. It was actually funny. But like I said, there was another guy, this black dude, was going around saying "Perp World." He was singing some shit himself. I was like, yeah, all right. I guess he either heard me or whatever, but or through the Gang Stalker network. And as I was singing the song, the people on B2K, which they follow you everywhere you go, um, were saying this motherfucker's singing a song about us. He's mocking us. He's making fun of us with this song, son of a bitch. And I'm like, whatever. That's why I'm just kind of, I'm in a better mood than I normally am. Uh, it's hard to smile when you're in the thick of being targeted, um, because they convene mental anguish on you 24/7. So I mean, sleep deprivation, uh, cause physical pain to you, mental anguish, always screwing with you with images about your past. Oh, you did this in your past, blah 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 blah. You're a horrible person. You're evil. You're disgusting. We hate you. We hate you. Everybody hates you. All that kind of just constant. And so yeah. What'd you say? They got my song patented? I know that. Well, that's not that song. I'm talking about other songs though, but they probably do already have that one because he was saying, "Oh, I'm stealing that." Somebody was saying, I call him. I say it's Ian most of the time because that's whose voice they're using. This is my neighbor who's part of this shit. He's the one who initially scanned me in. Um, he's he's threatened me and crap. It isn't like they're hiding it. Other neighbors are part of it. They've actually physically threatened me and harassed me. It's not like they're doing it in secret now. They're really blatant with this shit. And uh, but why? Have you heard it already? Have you heard the song already? Well, that's my song, Perp World, one of them. Also, another song that they stole from me was Ocean in Your Eyes, or they might have called it Stars in Your Eyes, where I was laying down with my wife. you know, stroking her hair and singing a song in my head to her. Oh yeah, 24/7, dude. 24/7. The 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 fake tinnitus, the all of it. I'm not really getting the, you know, like the focused microwaves where like you'll see a burn or whatever, but it's still all microwave in energy, and V2K is operated on microwaves. Remote neural monitoring is operated with microwaves, and if you were to go get an MRI, they would be able to detect whatever, you know, damage it's created to your organs and whatever. But you already know that, right? But yeah, I haven't been posting any, but I've never used StreamYard, so I'm just showing your some of your comments. Well, of course, being a target, they're not going to be singing it to you, right? They're not going to present it to you. They're going to present it to their 2.6 million followers that they're using to perp against you with. That's what I'm getting at. That was just basically a general confirmation that they took one of my videos that I only had 27 views on, copied it, and put it somewhere else. I posted the link, and it's on a site that's malicious. But I went and looked at it. I went and tried to click it again, and I bypassed Norton. Norton was trying to stop me from looking at it. And I said, go ahead and look at it. And they removed it all within like the matter of, you know, an hour of when I found it and started posting it. And the other information where there's someone using my name that has the same name as me, um, in the LA Galaxy. And then there's some other kid in Orange County that has the same name as me. Whether they stole it from me, I'm not aware. But um, this person in Oklahoma did some really heinous stuff. And some of the heinous stuff that they're claiming I did. Yeah, that is the thing there. Now that they've started attacking CIA diplomats and, you know, people that they might be able to glean, you know, dangerous information from, it's gonna, yeah, that's what I'm talking about. It still has my name on it. It has V2K short and it says Scott Shimmer, but it has 2,601,000 views, and the link is to a YouTube video, but I clicked the link to the video, it no longer exists. They either removed it or whatever after I found it, but it had already got 2,601,421 views that I didn't get any kind of, you know, credit for. But I did because those 2.6 million people know that I created it. Whether they're gang stalkers or not, they know I created it. It's just those assholes are the ones who presented it to them without, you know, my knowledge or consent or whatever. It wasn't a share, it was a copy and used as though they, you know, for their purposes. But um, they've even voiced to me that they've sold my artwork to people, you know, or given it away to people, copies of it, and you know, my songs and whatnot, my ideas. I have some ideas for inventions that that you probably wouldn't believe the reality of it. Oh God, no, not you, not you, not tonight. No, I'm kidding. I don't care if you're in here. That guy right there, Ellen. That's a perp. That's one of the people that was threatening me to remove my videos. Yeah, you know, I I've seen some of them. She hasn't really done a lot in the last few months. I mean, I wish she'd, you know, get back into the swing of things, but I know she was having problems with illness or whatever. Yeah, definitely Mike is a perp. What does it really mean? You know what it means. Come on, show them your other name, Agent 45 more minutes. This is the same guy that came in here threatening to kill me and come and burn my house down and all that shit. And was threatening other people in the chat. Yeah, Muddy, you know. But his other name is Agent 45 more minutes. Yeah. But anyway, he came in here with someone else that was that had the name Director Robert Mueller. And they were saying they were FBI agents. This is one of them. They were FBI, and then he said, "Oh no, we're not FBI. Actually, we're private investigators." Blah blah blah. And he said, "No, to be truthful." Blah blah blah. Yeah, just never mind. What am I gonna do about it? I'm gonna make you look like the asshole you are. What do you think? What do you think? What do you think I'm doing? Let's see what he says. I know you'll never stop the V2K. You will when they nab you, people. Oh, gee, thank you. You know that makes me feel important. See, that's what I mean. That all that crap that he's just reinforcing it. You know, um, proving the harassment is real and the threats and saying this shit right here, saying that right here. It's just like, come on. Well, I mean, right? Look at that. It will never end for you, Scott. That's a threat. That is not. That's not a joke. That's not a comedy. That's a threat, dude. So thank you. Come on with more of them. It makes sense. I silenced him yesterday, but then I thought better of it. I was like, no, wait a minute, be smart and let these guys just make asses of themselves in plain view for everyone to see, right? Yeah, you get me, Alan. But um, keep an eye out for Perp World, or an ear out for hearing the song Purple World, because That was me in the grocery store creating that song when I was being followed around the grocery store. See, now look at, see what I mean? See what I mean about threatening people in the chat? He just threatened you now. You're targeted now, Alan. Would you like people to know your real name, Oxford? Huh? I'll be right back. But oh, I'm back. But anyway, this here is the guy that he threatened Arch Girl. She came in here to look at my show for a little bit, and he was threatening her. I wasn't having that. That pissed me right off. I would like to watch some of your videos. I'll look them up and I'll check them out. If you want to come in here and chat with me, you can. I popped the link up there. It's still up there. If you want to come in here and whatever, maybe whatnot. The people who watch you are dumb and deserve to be threatened. Maybe it'll scare them out of being schizo. This guy's a real piece of work, isn't he? What do you mean? Thanks. I might not to comp, maybe. What? All you have to do is click the link and have your microphone going. You don't have to have a camera if you don't want one. Yeah, I like it too there. Persky. What's the next level? What are you talking about? Yeah, well, click the link and come on up if you want. You want me to link it again? You can scroll up and find it if you want. Yeah. But here, I'll post the link again for you. If you want to come in. If you want to come in. why do I keep putting your words on the screen? Maybe because I want people to see what kind of ignorant statements you're making. I don't know. You're not the only one I've been putting up. There's the link if you want. But you still don't see anything? There you are. Hello there. How you doing?
Hey, how you doing, Scott?
I'm doing pretty good. Well, you sound like you speak pretty good fucking English to me.
Yeah, I'm okay.
Yeah,
I
thought so.
No, I watched a couple of your videos, and they were good. They were really helpful.
Well,
this is actually the only thing.
That's why I'm here. Right. I'm here to help you and other targets like me. I mean, I use.
Sorry, it's kind of dark.
I use this simple piece of shit tablet. You know, I use this simple piece of crap tablet to record these assholes, for lack of a better word, on B2K.
Right.
And their harassment. And you understand because you say you're getting it. So, and all the deal is, all the perps, like this guy,
right, will
say, "Oh, you're not hearing anything. It's just static. There's no voices. You're crazy. B2K doesn't fucking exist. Blah blah blah."
Right.
You know the narrative. And I proved it. I proved neural monitoring with it because I was reading text. Right. I was not speaking, but I was reading text, and it comes out of the tablet on a recording. That's the screwy part. It's a months old recording.
Right.
That I was, playing, right. But the V2K frequency was still presenting whoever is on the V2K.
Mm-hmm. See, I was
repeating what I was saying.
I always wondered if that would work, because you would think that they would be able to stop talking, and they would try to not authenticate it.
Yeah, I kind of understand what you mean, but I think it's the mentality that they don't care because they know no one's doing anything to them.
Yeah.
Oh, well, here. Would you like to physically talk to a perp? Because I've got one right here. He wants to come in here and chat.
Oh, that's fine. It doesn't bother. I have never seen one. I don't know who my perps are, so I've never actually seen.
I know a lot of mine.
Hey guys.
And some of them are on YouTube.
Okay, I'll turn my thing down here.
Hey, what's up, guys?
Hello, perp.
Hi.
Hey, man, you guys are crazy as fuck. Like,
well, you're crazy as fuck, dude. You're crazy as fuck, dude.
What are you talking about?
What are you talking about?
Dude, gang stalking, fucking V2K beaming shit into your brain. It isn't real, dude. Dude,
have you even looked at the fucking the patents? Have you even listened to my fucking recordings?
Yo, I'm down a little bit just for a second.
I'm mud, dude. All right, that's me. That's who I am. I'm Mike Oxford.
As a perp, you don't believe it.
What are you talking about? I'm not even a perp, bro. I don't even know what the fuck that means. Like, I'm just here to fuck with people. Like, that's all I. Yeah. Do you understand?
I'm not believing you, dude. I don't believe you.
How are you not believing me?
If you look up the White House bioethics, even the White House investigated it, and one of the main people on that panel of 12 is Anthony Fauci's wife, Dr. Christine Grady, and she, in 2011 and 2012, was attacked. The White House Bioethics Emporium, and it's on YouTube. It used to be on bioethics.gov, but there was so much pressure put on the White House by TIs to do something about it. So they finally had to open up their doors. And if you look at 2012 targeted individual evidence, you can look it up. It has 2011 and 2012, and it's on video. And you could look it up there, or
Okay.
James Lico, Lico.
Yeah, it might be able to happen. Like, it might be something that is possible, but
Yeah.
why the fuck? Well, why would they be targeting you guys?
Right.
You guys are just random people, like, on the internet. So
I know why they targeted
Yeah.
me. I know.
I never got in trouble. I didn't have any enemies, so I just think I'm a guinea pig.
all right, I mean, okay.
I was studying for the ministry. They were doing this to me in high school, in Bible college, and I just thought it was chest pain. And it wasn't until 2016 that they started doing this noise stuff. 2015, 2016, the noise through the bottom of the floor.
Are you sure?
I just thought somebody was screwing with me. And then suddenly fell out a window. I had to learn to walk again. And
Really?
Yeah, seriously. I mean, I got the Oregon State Hospital paper.
Oh yeah,
still.
yeah, dude. That's because it was me, bro. I was the one beaming the fucking V2K into your brain.
Right.
Yeah, dude.
It seems too weird. If somebody was describing this to me, I don't know if I would be able to believe it. But knowing that it's happening to me daily, I mean, it's like I know it's real. When it's happening to you on a daily basis, you know it's real. It sounds too weird.
Yeah, quit
But
putting
it's
my
real.
messages on screen, Scott.
I am. I'm going to keep doing it.
Yeah, dude, Scott, it was funny when I got you to come outside and fight me, dude. That shit was funny. Like, I don't even live anywhere near you, bro. I live in fucking Georgia. Don't you live in, like, California or something?
Me, I was from Oceanside, near San Diego, but I'm in Salem, Oregon.
Scott, let me explain something to you, dude. So I know that you have a neighbor called Mike, right?
Yeah.
And me putting the screen name Mike is just
He's one of the people perping, dude. I'm telling you, period.
me putting the screen name Mike was just a coincidence. Mike Oxhard.
Right.
Mike Oxhard means my cock is hard. Like that's what it sounds like when you say it. Do you get what I'm saying, dude? Like, it's just all to fuck with you, bro. Like, I just go on YouTube and I fuck with people that are putting this type of stuff up.
Yeah. So you don't actually believe it's real?
No, I've never experienced anything like this ever.
Well, yeah, in 2015, I wouldn't have experienced it either. I had chest pain for 30 years daily, but I wouldn't have believed it until V2K happened. And then I thought somebody was just, like you're saying, fucking with me. And then I realized, I thought somebody wired something in my clothes, like just some weird technological stuff. All my clothes. And I thought, well, for what reason? I had, again, no enemies. I'd never done anything with synthetic telepathy. As weird as it sounds, they can look at your memory, any thought, any memory that you have. And I can honestly say in my entire life, I have never done anything that hurt anybody, that I thought would hurt anybody. I think I stole $1 from a friend and then paid him back later. But that's why I'm thinking I'm just a human experiment on this.
I mean, I'm kind of an asshole, so don't you think they target people like me?
I think Scott and me are probably we're used to it.
Talking about your memory, the memory aspect.
Yeah.
You can watch the Edward Snowden interview.
Right.
For when he was in the NSA, talking about watching them use that technology where they can see you formulating thoughts, what you're thinking.
Going backspace,
backspace and retyping. And he says, we can do this. Now let me ask you, Mike. Have you seen that video? Do you think that Edward Snowden is crazy?
I don't think Edward Snowden is crazy, no.
Well, then what's the difference?
Brian Williams was interviewing him for that. Yeah.
The difference is that he was actually in the military and he's smart and shit.
What's the difference between him telling you about the technology and someone who's actually experiencing it?
I don't know, man. You seem a bit gullible, Scott. Like it feels like you can fucking believe anything. Dude, Scott, the sissy. The
Not
Sissy
even.
Ti, the girl that comes in your streams, she talks about how her fucking dad was a target and sacrificed for like a blood ritual and shit. Do you believe that, bro? Because I think she's crazy. Have you seen her videos? She talks to the police, like she calls the police to come to her house and shit,
Yeah,
just so
I've seen
she can
Missy's
shit talk.
videos.
Yeah, you've seen those, right?
Yeah, I've seen Missy's videos.
And Scott, I'm 21 and I've never experienced gang stalking, V2K, you know, none of that shit. Like, I don't get it, man. Like,
Right.
So
It's real.
So exactly how can you, as such a young man, presume that people are crazy that are experiencing something that they know is happening?
dude, it just seems too crazy, man. Like, there's
Oh,
no fucking
I
way.
understand. It seems like science fiction to you, doesn't it?
He doesn't seem real. Like, you guys are talking about this stuff like, I don't know.
Well, did you think that when Edward Snowden presented the same knowledge and predicament to you,
Well, okay, I'll give you credit.
who
So-
actually worked at the NSA and saw them using this shit that is now out of their control?
I'll give you credit. The stuff that you talk about, you can actually back up. But a lot of the gang stalkers stalking TIs that I've met before you, they'll see people wearing
I
like
understand that about the chosen ones and and the star seeds and that stuff. I understand that they have theories and they're using, and the reality is the gang stalkers use your belief systems against you.
Yes. Yep. And it doesn't matter what your beliefs are.
They use that to distort the reality, to keep it looking crazy.
Yeah.
To people just like you. So it doesn't get recognized. It doesn't get investigated. It doesn't get litigation.
Yeah.
Like Alan, you seem like a nice guy, bro. I'm sorry for being mean to you, dude.
It does seem weird. Scott knows it. I know it. When we open our mouth and talk, we know it sounds nuts. But we also know that if we don't warn people, it's going to happen to them and they are going to be lost like we were, you know. But thank you for saying that. I mean, that's why in my book, I never did anything. So I just think I'm a guinea pig. They were doing this when I was going to Bible college. Before that in high school in Dallas, Oregon, not Texas. But yeah, it's just, they can do it to anybody. Rich, poor, lawyers, Myron May, Aaron Alexis. He was one of the shooter guys, Myron May. If you look him up on YouTube, he has 3 videos describing what the whole targeted individual program is. And on YouTube, for Myron May, he was one of the Florida State shooters. But before he went and did that, he went and described the whole targeted individual program, the V2K. So if you look that up after tomorrow, the next day, he describes on YouTube what's happening and how different aspects of law enforcement are involved with it. And a lot of sincere people go along with it, helping, thinking they're taking out bad people. And a lot of us are just people who never got in trouble or never hurt anybody, but they've been led to believe something bad, or maybe they get money. We don't know that other side, what happens, if it's apps or targets. But as weird as it sounds, I don't know if I would have believed it had it not happened to me. But since it did happen, and it happens every day, I know it. You could have the most intellectual, smartest person in the world tell me that I'm wrong, and I still will know that I'm right. Robert Duncan is one of the scientists that actually helped create the technology, but him and the other scientists are compartmentalized, and so they didn't know what they were working on until they put the whole thing together. And then that's when they realized, oh shit, this is going to destroy people. So he wrote a lot of books. Dr. Robert Duncan, if you look his books up, he goes and tries to expose this issue of targeted individual, voice to skull. If you look it up, you'll be able to find him, because he's trying to undo the damage what he's done.
have you actually seen the TED Talks video with the creator of Audio Spotlight, Alan?
I think so.
You know what
Who was it?
You know what Audio Spotlight is?
Is that in the library where they're creating the sound, pointing the sound?
Where they're focusing the sound on a
Yeah.
single person in a group.
Yeah.
And he literally, you know, he literally exhibits how it works to
Yes.
the audience.
Yeah.
Have you heard? And he's pointing the square device that looks kind of like a solar panel at the audience. And he invented Audio Spotlight in the 70s.
Oh,
He's actually got 50 or 60 different patents of technology he's created, but the similarity between Audio Spotlight and what V2K is it's undeniable.
Yeah. I know Alan Frey started it, but I haven't seen that one the square part. I haven't. I just saw the thing where they're aiming it in a library, just and they're aiming it at one person, and the other people couldn't hear it.
They can't hear it, because
right.
You're being focused,
right?
And that's what they're aiming it at. It's kind of like it's hypersonic frequency is what his technology is designed from, but this is different. This is microwave beam technology that they focus on the auditory nerves. You're not there's the sound is at an ultrasonic frequency range in the ELF spectrum.
Yeah,
that's how V2K works.
Extra low frequency.
Extreme low frequency. Yeah.
Extreme low. Yeah.
At like in between 20 and 40 hertz.
Oh, okay.
Really
yeah.
Really low.
That stuff is beyond me. I know it's like LRADs, where they try to, for the Navy, they had a production. It was called Medusa, Mob Excess Deterrent, using silent audio, and it's to make mobs go away, to break up mobs.
They used that in Afghanistan.
Right.
They used it against the terrorists in Afghanistan to basically say, this is God speaking. You don't want to be doing this. Allah will, destroy you, blah, blah, blah. Turn around and go away.
Right. Right.
Yeah. It's the same thing. It's the same premise technology. At least that part of what these terrorists, and I call them terrorists, gang stalkers, terrorists.
Yeah.
I mean, the constant threats of death to you, your family, your friends, people, everybody.
Yes, absolutely.
I'm gonna say this to Mike here. The other day,
we haven't forgotten you, Mike.
the other day when you were threatening to kill me and burn my house down, I didn't take that as a joke. That's not fucking with me, dude.
Yeah, dude.
That was not screwing around, dude.
Well, did I scare you?
Did I look afraid?
I don't know, a little bit.
No,
when I told you to come outside, dude, you got fucking went outside. That was so weird of you, man. How did you believe me that I was there? Like, how gullible can you be?
How did I believe you?
Yeah, you went outside and everything when I told you that I would come fucking fight you outside.
We don't know who it is. Yeah, it could be somebody down the block. We just don't know.
He thought I was a Mike that lived in his neighborhood or something.
Oh, that's right. That's what you were talking about. Okay. Yeah. I remember that. Okay.
Yeah. Me and my friend were like fucking with you, dude. We were like, what should we say to fucking scare this guy? And you were like, burn his house down. Yeah.
Well, I'm not. I totally understand. They were doing this to me in Dallas at my home, and I didn't know what it was. But it's the whole purpose is to try to get somebody to take themselves out, suicide.
That's the premise,
and because of this, the one and only time in my life. So it actually. I survived it. And then the next day I fell out of my window and I broke my legs and my arm, and it fucks with your head. And I had to learn to walk again. So and it's weird because I didn't know the sheriff. I didn't know the police, didn't have any enemies, but they made it sound like, we just don't know what's going on at that point. I'm fine now that I know what it is. And, but for a person, if they're starting out, they may not know.
Yeah, are you okay? So, like, since you're just a normal guy,
Yeah.
And like, there would be no reason for anyone to target you, right? Are you sure that it is like V2K and shit, or that you might not just be going crazy?
Well, I know on Fox News and CNN, they're advertising medicine for schizophrenia and tardive dyskinesia. Tardive dyskinesia is when you get these rapid spasms of muscles, which is what we experience as TIs. We have directed energy weapons. It's shot to us, and you get these muscle spasms. But no, it's V2K. The people that are listening to me right now, and they're listening to you, they're just regular. They're regular people. They're saying, "What are we going to do with you, Alan? This is not good." You know.
Hey, you guys want a tip, dude? So
Sure.
I live in the middle of the woods. I don't use my real life name online. I don't show my fucking real face online.
We're coming to get you.
Yeah, but like, if you don't use any of your real info online, how are they meant to find you? You know, like they can't, right? Like, you're just invisible. But you guys messed up. If there's someone actually after you, use your real face and name, and
sure.
Yeah, that's just kind of where you messed up.
Well, I don't have any enemies. I literally have never hurt anybody. So I just my entire life they can look at my memories, and I've never hurt anybody, so I wouldn't have any enemies.
I guess I'm just cautious because I'm young and I've kind of grew up online, and people will dox you and like expose your real shit and stuff. Yeah. So I've always been.
It's smart to, like you're saying, don't use your real name. Don't. I agree with you.
Can I interject right here?
Yeah.
You're saying you didn't make any enemies, right?
Right.
Well, you didn't have to. The reality is they're using your clean slate, your identity, your intellectual property.
Right.
Personally, like they're doing to me, impersonating me on some other platform.
Yeah.
And taking my videos, taking my artwork, taking my music, and presenting it as their own.
Okay.
And
he's stealing your mental, your property.
Yes, intellectual property. Yeah.
It's like James Wahlberg. He's an inventor, and he went to court because he was an inventor of stuff, and they were stealing his patents, like you were talking about. So yeah.
Scott, you want to know where the Mud You Know and Agent 45 shit comes from? There's a YouTuber that I watch, and he's schizo, and he thinks that people are after him, and he says Mud You Know, Agent 45. Those are the names of the people that he says, and he's actually crazy. Like, it's not like you guys. Like he's actually schizo. Like, he'll say, "Oh, I see a guy in all black," and he'll turn the camera, and there'll just be like nobody there and shit. Like, he's actually crazy. But like, yeah, like those names are people from like his channel that he talks about that aren't even real, and me and friends use them and shit when we fuck with people.
Yeah.
It's
there's no doubt that some people who are mentally, if this program doesn't, the stress of it make them a little nutty, which it will, because we don't know who the people are if they're down the block or in another country. So they can say, "I'm going to see you tomorrow and I'm going to give you a mean look." And then the next day, somebody gives us a weird look, and it's like, oh, well, maybe, So it's just, you read meaning into coincidences when you don't know what the
or maybe
program is.
Maybe you guys are finding all this stuff because you're looking for it. Like, what if it's not really there? Like, what if you guys are overthinking everything?
Yeah, that's what they would say. Sure, it's hard to prove it because it's wireless technology.
I still, like, even though you guys seem really genuine about this, like you're telling the truth, I don't know, dude. Like, I still just don't believe it. Like,
it seems too weird. Yeah. I'd be the first to agree, but it is. Well, it's like if you look in 95, Bill Clinton admitted that the government used to torture people, American citizens. It did it in 45 and 50, in the 60s and the 70s with the church hearings. That the CIA, FBI, they tortured our own people. And in 1995, Bill Clinton admitted it. So we know that they used to. But when you're in our situation, we know that they're still doing it. It's wireless technology. So it's hard to prove it.
Yeah.
It's it's like wireless. It's like if you have a little phone that they put inside you during.
I think you're a perp, Mike. Sorry.
He might be, yeah.
Yeah, guys, I'm a perp, dude. Yeah, what even is a
I really
perp?
think so, dude. I really do.
That's a term they use, perpetrator. They always use that
Perpetrator.
term. All of us in the TI, I don't know why. Gang stalking is a word that is used, and perpetrator is what we call the people like what you're playing, and that could be the police, the people that are trying to, screw with us, and as being part of or doctors or anybody that are just trying to mess with us, and
So anybody that doesn't believe you?
well, skeptics, it's good to be a skeptic. It's very good to be a skeptic and listen to the evidence. But we admit it's hard to believe.
He's not listening to the evidence.
I don't think so.
No, he's not.
But to be rude to somebody, well, who would think that's good, But little fun is one thing. At least you came clean. At least you're talking to us like a person now.
Yeah.
I mean, I've seen some of Scott's other videos, just like a couple of them, but I haven't watched maybe two, maybe three. So
welcome, Michael Genesis, to the chat.
Hi, John.
Bring him in, dude.
Hey, Mike.
Hi, Michael. How are you today? Really? Is that right? Yeah.
Oh shit, dude. Get him, Mike.
We're gonna get rid of you.
Nah, keep Mike, bro.
No, that's not happening. that isn't
Yeah,
happening.
good one, Mike.
That wasn't good at all.
I don't even know who that guy is, dude. But Scott,
that wasn't good at all, dude.
Scott, those are the type of people that I'm sure come to your stream. People like that guy, because they're just here to fuck with you, dude.
That isn't good at all, dude.
How's that not good?
No,
Scott, I thought you admitted that you were gay when you were young,
you're not
dude.
coming back up, dude.
Scott, I thought you were gay when you were younger, bro.
Not coming back up, dude. I'm sorry, dude.
Oh, well, if a person was, that's fine. Doesn't matter.
Yo, Alan, what's
yeah.
up with all the butterflies and stuff in the background?
That was actually my grandma's. Gave it to my mom.
We're not having that.
But it's not the Monarch program. That's another term for this. And I was thinking about that the other day. I woke up and it's like, oh yeah, Monarch butterflies. That's another term for the Monarch program.
Well, Operation Monarch. Yeah.
Yep, that's it.
Yes,
I've heard of the Monarch program, but are you sure that's what this is?
I'm not sure if this is it. It's an older program, like Operation Paperclip, Northwoods. Yeah. So there's different names for it.
Like I know about MK Ultra and shit like that, and like I know about stuff like that, but like V2K and shit, like I don't know, man. Like,
well, look up Wired magazine. They did a thing about how the Army has it, but then they took it off their website. If you look up Wired magazine, they were describing how the Army was promoting it, but then took it off its own website.
yeah, but like the real issue that I have with all of this is like, okay, it could be real. Like I'm not denying it because you guys are making pretty good like points. But
are you denying that it happened to the people in Cuba and the CIA agents?
I'm just denying. I'm just denying that it's happening to all these people on YouTube.
Technology.
All these people on YouTube. I'm denying that it happened to them. Like I think half these people on YouTube are just crazy. Like to be honest, dude.
Yeah, it could be. Some are.
Okay. Granted, maybe let's just assume for a moment that you're right that half of those people are crazy.
All right.
Now assume for a moment that the other half are telling you the truth and it's absolutely happening. Right. Even if it's 5%. Just like the UFO premise. They say that thousands of sightings, blah, 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 happen every day.
Yeah, and I've never seen a UFO.
5%.
Hey, there's a Jared and Michael. Hi, buddy. Hi, Jared. Hi, Mike.
Yo, get Jared in here, dude.
No, that's the same dude. I'm not.
It says Genesis. Okay.
Yeah, it's not happening, dude. No, I'm not
Okay.
That ain't
Yeah,
happening.
I did. Yeah.
Yeah, Scott, what has led you to where you are? Like,
What has
how are
led me to
how,
what?
like how did the whole gang stalking thing and
Oh,
See-
I've told you how I was targeted, why I was targeted.
tell
and
me
what's
someone
gonna
was
happen.
still in your like magazines or art or something one time?
My comic book ideas. Yeah,
Yeah, is that where it all started?
yeah.
With that?
Well, the overt part, at least this part where the V2K and the remote neural monitoring was initiated.
Mhm.
But
Right.
before that, there's other things that have a connection. I'm not gonna elaborate
Mhm.
right now.
And you told me that you stopped playing video games online due to like targeting.
Yeah, they followed me onto video games. Yeah.
Dude, Scott, I think that was probably just people talking shit to you online, man, on the game.
No.
Are you sure that it was the
Yes,
harassment?
I'm absolutely sure that. I'm absolutely sure. Yeah.
Because every time you play an online game,
just look at what I'm telling you with the video that they used of me and 2.6 million 1,421 views on another platform that
where's the
was
video?
used from me. I posted the link in a video before this.
All right, let me see.
The full link is actually on my Twitter, but it won't let me show you the YouTube link because the video and the website have been removed after I
Yeah, right. Scott, you're
Yeah.
a liar, dude.
Okay.
I
No,
don't
he was-
believe you, man.
He was telling me
Absolutely
about
not.
this. Yeah. He was telling me about this. Yeah.
Absolutely not embellishing. I'm not making shit up, and I'm not lying about this.
All right.
Yeah.
I mean, I'll let my research and all the patents and the proof of my recordings. I mean, it was a V2K short, which is a recording that I did of V2K.
Scott.
What was so important about that video?
About V2K,
as opposed to the other 60 videos that I have posted on the subject.
about V2K. So why doesn't the V2K get picked up on a good microphone? Why does it only get picked up on the shitty tablet? Maybe because it's not actually V2K. It's just fucking static background noise, white noise. It's probably not even real.
See, that's just it. You're saying you're not hearing any of those people talking, that group of people, but there are a lot of people other than you that are forthcoming that aren't liars that are saying, yeah, I hear it. I hear the voices. Can't make them out.
Maybe, Scott, you know what I'm thinking, dude? Maybe they just want to reassure themselves that they're not crazy to try to fit in with you. And
these are people that are just people.
Yeah.
So they're not targets.
So you're saying the police officers that I reported it to and showed these recordings to, okay, I hear these voices, but I can't discern what they're saying. You're saying that police officer was just lying to me and humoring me, or what?
I mean, police lied to you to try to like ease you. Like if they think that someone's crazy, they'll lie. Like, oh yeah, I do hear it.
Come on.
Yes, they do, dude.
Come on.
They do, Scott.
Come on now. Be serious here.
I'm being serious, man. Like,
no, you're not,
Scott. I think look, the tablet is just white noise. I hear it in your voice.
I hear it in your voice. Your demeanor. I'm sorry, dude.
Dude, I think it's just white noise, bro. The tablet.
Really you know it's not. You know it's not.
It is. It's not real, man.
You know it isn't.
Dude, it's just white noise because the microphone quality is so bad. Like, it's not V2K.
Okay.
Then why don't you record it on a better microphone,
I'm not
Scott?
going to convince you, so I'm not going to try. How about that?
Why don't you record it on a better microphone, like I don't know, like your phone or your laptop or something?
Like a Blue Mouse?
Okay,
something better.
I would say, Scott, if you have a chance tomorrow, look up Dr. Robert Duncan. He was one of the scientists that helped make this technology, including
I absolutely will.
V2K. And he gives speeches, Dr. Robert Duncan.
I'll look it up right now.
Write V2K, and speeches. He worked for DARPA, the CIA, and he helped make it. So the actual technology, he can explain it.
Just like you're saying, Alan, I did not imagine these patents. I
Right.
did not create fake websites with patents. I
Right.
only researched the patents. I
Yeah.
only researched the technology and just, uncovered the reality of it. I didn't create it. I didn't imagine it.
Yeah.
I'm not embellishing upon it. I give you the links to look at and observe on your own.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna waste time sitting here arguing with you about whether what I've done is real or not, what I've recorded is real or not. You don't want to believe it. I'm not gonna waste time trying to convince you about it.
No, I'm trying to believe it, but you need to record it on a better microphone. Like, you're recording it on an old, crappy tablet, man. Like, and your explanation for why it appears on that tablet is because it's not been plugged up to the internet, right? That's your explanation?
It's never connected to the internet.
So, a microphone is something that you plug in, right? That doesn't even have an internet access on it. So it's not a plug-in microphone. It's a directed interior microphone. But I want to hear you record the V2K on a higher quality microphone, like, because it just sounds like static white noise. It sounds like background noise to me. It's on an old tablet with a bad mic.
Well, okay, here you go. I have this Logitech webcam with the microphone in it.
All right.
Now, I boosted that. I increased the output, and
if you boost it, you're gonna hear stuff.
The input, and was just sitting here, and on one of my videos, like I've said, like I showed, they're speaking in the background, and it isn't staticky. It's like a whisper.
Scott, the world is never silent. There's always some noise happening. Well,
granted, that is, but when the windows are closed and there's nobody else in here and no TV, no fans, and no other ambient noise going, and there's
you want to hear something?
A group of people talking like they're in the room with you.
You want to hear something?
It's not coming from down the block.
Scott, if I boost my microphone right now, you'll hear static. You'll hear white noise.
Well, this wasn't static.
Because when you boost your microphone, you're gonna hear stuff like that. It's not V2K. It's just fucking background noise, bro. Like, it's just amplified.
SPFI.
Shut the fuck up, dude. Look
at that. Can't even spell SPFU. Come on.
Roger, you guy's an idiot.
Retype that.
I think his profile picture is him in real life, dude.
Yeah. There's some people on Ella Freeze that has done some audio work and been able to. I don't have the technological computer knowledge on how to do all that stuff. Some people have been able to.
I started computer programming in college, so I understand computers quite well.
Did you, Scott?
Really, dude. I had a 3.25 GPA. Give me a break.
So why don't you have a job in computers?
I'm on disability. I'm disabled.
Yeah, that's what this program tries to do.
It didn't happen from that. It was a work injury. I was in a machinist job for like 12 years and had a hole saw that probably you aren't big enough to pick up, Mike. 300 pounds.
Nice.
That I was carrying and to move to a cart, and I fell backwards and it smashed my hip and my lower back. From S1 to S12. Damn near tore my right arm off. I was unable to use my arm for like a year while they were deciding whether they're going to give me arthroscopy or not.
Yeah, that would. Yeah.
Was that horrible. Before or after the targeting?
No, that was years ago.
Not before. Yeah.
I've been disabled for 10 years.
Oh, and you're in your 50s, Scott?
I'm 54. I'll be 55 in a month. Well, next month.
I've got to say, you look good for your age.
Yeah, he looks young.
Yeah.
I'm
Look
still
young.
ugly though.
My dad's like fucking 40 something. He looks way older than you. So
Yeah, that's funny, isn't it? Oh well,
Yeah.
that's something else. Someone named Julianne Teresa came in here and was saying, I'm faking, and I had a wig on, and
dude,
Yeah, I saw
and was
that.
talking some shit
Scott.
about my screen.
They were
Yeah.
messing,
I'm like,
Scott. They were messing with
I
you,
know,
dude.
but I'm like, get the fuck out of here, right?
I saw that video. Yeah, that was the
I
one.
was just like,
Yeah.
get the hell out of here. It was just like, you're crazy.
That was funny. I remember that. Hey guys, I'm gonna go get some sleep. It's about 1:30 in the morning here. So, but it was
I
great.
appreciate you coming on and
I'll talk to you guys again.
sharing any information you
See
had
you,
there.
man.
Yeah.
And what was that guy's name again?
Robert Duncan,
Robert Duncan. There you go.
Yeah.
Thank
Dr. Robert Duncan.
I'll look up some of this stuff in a little bit and
Okay.
see what you
write
guys
that
are talking
down.
about.
Hey,
I'm gonna
it was
write that down, but
it
I
was great to
still
meet you
think-
guys.
I'm just gonna say, even though you've been in here chatting, I still think you're a perp, Mike.
You think I'm a perp?
I still believe you're a perp. Yeah, I still do.
Do I sound like a perp? I don't
I
sound
know.
like.
Well, the way you're speaking stinks, but no.
The way I'm speaking stinks.
I'm
All right,
actually-
it's great to talk to you guys.
This has been
All
fun.
right,
It
see
has
ya.
been fun.
All right,
and
night, guys.
Good night.
You have a good night, Alan. Thank you.
Thanks.
All right, Scott. It's just
Bye-bye.
me and you.
It's just you and me. Oh no.
Yep.
Cheers, buddy.
Cheers, man. I'm sorry about talking so much shit to you, Scott. Like,
But
it's just
No,
kind of a
dude.
hobby I've got.
I understand your skepticism. I really do. Look. I'm just gonna be frank with you right here. When this
Mhm.
shit first started happening to me, when I first heard V2K and they're beaming these fucking images into my visual cortex, fucking with my dreams, I'm like, what the fuck is going on here?
Mhm.
I mean, what do you say to that when it's happening? So,
Well, yeah, but like when I first met
what
you,
the hell was going on?
when I first discovered your channel, you seemed like a smart guy. So I was like, all right, this guy doesn't believe in any of this shit. He's just fucking with his viewers. Like that's what I thought at first. Because you seem smart.
I am not screwing with people. I'm not trying to create something that isn't. I'm only presenting my experience with it and the research I've come across through, hours, dude. I'll sit here for hours. Fucking Google is like fucking everywhere on my shit. I'm not fucking, if there's a page on RNM, I looked at it. If there's a page on V2K, I looked at it. If there's a military patent, which they had one on V2K, they removed the page.
Mm-hmm.
They removed it. They
I've
had the patent. They removed it because this shit's happening and people know it. Now the problem is when you look at, okay, let's speak on Havana syndrome right now. Havana syndrome. What's happening to CIA agents, officials, the diplomats in Cuba, with the initial onset, which feels like an illness of the disorientation, the dizziness, the headache, the weakness, from initially being scanned. That's what I'm saying. Initially being scanned by this technology and inputted into the remote neural monitoring system, which it creates nausea, disorientation, dizziness, fatigue, because they're connecting to your nervous system.
Mm-hmm.
when they first zap you with this shit. Now, I'm not talking about when it happened to me. I know when it happened to me, I felt the same symptoms. But as it progresses, you become desensitized to that. your body gets accustomed to it happening, so it doesn't hurt you so much. But the first few months, it's mentally, physically disorienting.
So you'll know.
Yeah, you'll know. You'll know when you're being fucked with this stuff. Period. You're gonna know. So, I as far as what I present through my research, the reading, the finding of patents, the similar technology of audio spotlight comparative to V2K, and the effects on the auditory nerves. You can get the other targets have been to doctors, and as they're examined, whatever, put into MRI machines, they find the evidence of being microwave. What the effects of microwave energy, excessive microwave energy, will do to your organs, your bone matter, your cells, the cell structure of the body, what microwaves will do to you. It's akin to being like standing in front of your microwave with your face against the glass going, hurry the fuck up, right? That's what it is. You're being microwave. The technology is used via microwave energy. Now, I don't pretend to know everything, but I do know what I've read, and I do know what I've seen and what I'm experiencing. And I'm not doing it to myself.
Mm-hmm.
It's being perpetrated against me by sick, demented, fucking terrorist sons of bitches, syndicate criminals.
One of the main reasons
And the problem is it's a worldwide epidemic. There's other countries that are dealing with this shit. It's not just here. It's not just, and it is pervasive, and it's being ignored. That's the problem. So I get to the point of a security issue with what's happening right now with Havana syndrome, like I was saying in the beginning here about Havana syndrome.
Maybe it's being ignored because
okay, excuse me.
Yeah, maybe it's being ignored because it's not really happened to that many people.
Well, it has happened to a lot of people. It's happened to 106 CIA officials, diplomats.
Well, then why is it anything being done?
That's 106 people with might have, security aspects, knowledge of things that shouldn't be known by jackasses that are going to use it for, clandestine means. That's what I mean. If they don't want to accept it as a security issue, right?
Yeah.
And the fact that they can do it to fucking anyone either leads you to believe that they're afraid to cause a mass panic, or they know what's happening and they're complicit. You see my dilemma there?
Yeah.
Either, because they know it's happening, they're investigating. But the only problem is it's been happening for years. People like me have reported it. I mean, I've filled out 4 FBI ICS-3 reports about
it. You got a chatter.
Report, excuse me?
You got somebody in the chat, Burger Boy.
Hi, Burger Boy. What? Si, why you call him a noob? What's wrong with you, boy?
Burger Boy's a noob, dude.
No, but anyway, back to what I was saying. If it isn't being orchestrated by the government, right?
Mm-hmm.
Which is bad even in itself. If it is, it's being orchestrated by criminals, or it isn't mysterious to them. I don't believe that in the least, that how they say this mysterious illness, whatever that's happening with Savannah syndrome, is not mysterious to them. They know exactly what the fuck's going on. And the problem is they know because they created the shit. I mean, like I was talking about with Edward Snowden, he knows they used it 12, 15 years ago. Personally, watching.
It says that Havana syndrome is like a sound attack, like high frequencies and shit.
One sec. Well, that's what V2K is.
Oh, so V2K isn't like gamma rays and stuff like that. It's sound.
It affects your auditory nerves.
Hmm.
Okay, granted, you're a skeptic. I understand that. You're being skeptical.
Yeah.
But like I said, do some research. Look up those patents that I provided to you that the other night you were saying that they're fake links. Those aren't fake links. They're not fake links. I mean, I'm just saying anything I'm telling you, I am bringing to light as honestly and in a candid manner as I can.
Mm-hmm.
No, I mean, come on. Even after the bullshit you were giving me, you know, for the last what 4 or 5 weeks, whatever, however long it is. Did you really expect? Did you expect me to let you come up here and talk?
I didn't, Scott. I was just expecting you
Thank
to.
you very much. I'm not an asshole,
Up.
and I'm not an idiot.
Honestly,
I'm more than happy to confront my assailants.
I was gonna join the voice chat just to fuck with you, but you don't seem too rude, so.
But yeah, no, I'm not gonna lie. I didn't appreciate you threatening the people in my chat. I didn't really appreciate that at all.
Man, Scott, I'm gonna be completely honest. Some of the people in your chat are fucking crazy, man. Like,
I'm not conformist with that thinking, really.
it's true, dude. Have you seen Missy's channel?
I have a different outlook.
Have you seen Missy's channel?
Yes, I understand what you're saying.
Dude, she'll open up the door.
She's dealing with what I'm dealing with, so I understand why she's the way she is.
Okay, I can get it. Her dad is dead, right? So she's probably actually freaking out. But she's saying that her dad was blood sacrificed.
This shit is a torment, dude. I'm not bullshitting you. This is not fun and games. It's not a joke. Nobody's playing.
Man, Missy, like, she doesn't seem like she's playing, but on her videos, the police will be at her door because she'll have called or something, right? And when they get there, she'll call them out, call them gang stalkers, call them targeters, and all that shit. And they'll just stare at her, puzzled. And it's just, like, I don't understand, man. Like, I think some people just aren't targets and they're crazy,
Yeah. You have to understand this. We as targets, as a whole, as targets, are dealing with numerous people, right?
Yeah.
Numerous people attacking us, a singular entity, personally. Now, it's a defense mechanism to be untrusting after you've been targeted. You can ask any target. I don't give a fuck who you ask. If they're a target, their trust mechanism has been tainted. Period.
Yeah.
I
think that goes for anything.
It goes way beyond your ideology of being skeptical that it's happening. We're skeptical about every motherfucker we see now.
Yeah.
Now, I can honestly say that for every target.
I mean, you should be, though. Still be skeptical of people, even if they're not perps or whatever.
I'm going to interject for a minute. Scott, when you experience V2 voice to skull, does the sound seem to originate inside or outside of your actual skull? it's a pressure. Now you can plug your ears. You can plug your ears as hard as you want. You're still going to hear it. And the reason you're going to still hear it is because it's a microwave beam, and you can't stop that beam.
So it's not sound.
You can't stop the mic. It is a sound, but it's traveling on a microwave beam, which traverses through almost all forms of matter other than ferrous metals such as aluminum, copper, etc.
The sound waves
your body is 70% water. Microwaves are extremely pervasive in water. That's why they use ELF in submarines to communicate. Because it travels through water very well, and your body is 70% water.
Oh,
so
okay.
You can't block it. You can't block it from reaching your auditory nerve. You cannot block it unless you put yourself in a fucking a suit of armor, And no one's going to walk around in a suit of armor. Now, the premise with the tinfoil hats and putting aluminum foil on your walls, I'm not going through all that shit. I'm not fucking dealing with that. I mean, I try to tell people that ain't helping you.
Oh, it's not helping.
It isn't really going to help you because aluminum does absorb some of the microwave radiation waves, but it's gonna seep through the cracks. You would have to have a 1/4 inch to a 1/2 inch thick wall of it to actually completely stop it off, and we're talking like a Faraday cage. That's why these people are building Faraday cages and wrapping themselves in mylar copper blankets when they're trying to sleep to keep away from the microwaves, because the microwaves are that pervasive. There's not a lot that stops. There's not a lot that stops microwaves. Now, if you understand microwaves, microwave ambient energy is everywhere. They're from the magnetic field at like 40 to 50 I'm not able to think of the word right now, but at 40 to 50. And when you're being focused by these weapons, you can have the device on your phone that detects the microwave energy, and it will jump when you're being zapped.
That's interesting. You think you can have a device that detects when there's microwaves and stuff?
Excuse me?
Can you use a device to detect microwaves?
Yeah, you can right on your phone. You can get if your phone has the capability, you can detect microwaves using your phone just by downloading an app and tell it if the microwave energy, which is ambient, which is everywhere, is over 40 or 50. If it jumps to like 100, 200, 300, which other people are explained too, is you're being bombarded with microwaves.
You should use something like that.
From an excessive force.
You should use something like that.
Others have.
Yeah.
Others have. I know what's happened. I know what happens. Others have explained it, and others have presented their evidence of it. But the consensus is the problem. The general consensus of the public is like you.
Yeah,
it sounds so fucking crazy, science fiction, Outer Limits, Twilight's episode, that they don't want to hear it.
Yeah, because whenever I think about stuff like this, it just doesn't seem like something that I would ever think is real. Well,
that's another thing. When you're called a fake TI as a targeted individual. I see no benefit for any dumbass to fake being a target.
Yeah.
If you get my point, what is it going to get you? it's going to get people looking at you like you're fucking nuts. Like, what the hell is wrong? Come on. You're going to want that?
Yeah, I guess
You're going to
not.
want that? You're going to, you're going to want that to be part of this group? Fuck that shit. No, that ain't the way it is. People are being targeted. I'm just, I can't convince you, but I can present
I'll
what I
listen.
know.
I'll listen a bit more now because you seem really honest with what you're saying. So
Well, I've said it before. I don't know how many times you've seen me that I've said, look, if you have the capability of using facial recognition, voice stress analyzation, or any polygraph type device that that listens to your speech and defines whether you're telling the truth or not. Every fucking thing I have presented on this subject, from the first video about it to present, I haven't embellished. I haven't been evasive. I haven't exaggerated. I stick to the facts as I know them through experience, research.
Burger Boy is asking a question.
Burger Boy, let's see. Scott, do you believe that any of the targeted individuals on YouTube are faking it? Possibly. And the reason I say that is because some of the information they present is not consistent with that of a target. Now, I'm not going to say who or why. I mean, I'm not. It's not. I'm not making it my job to decide who's a target and who's not. But what I am making my job is to present gang stalking, that it's happening to me, it's happening to other people in the world, and I mean in the world. I'm talking India, China, UK, Australia, every fucking where. That it is an organized terrorist syndicate of people using this technology to torture, defame, and profit from others' suffering. Now, they're moving into doing it against people that are capable of giving them information that could hurt the countries. I mean, I guarantee you the CIA is looking at it like, oh, motherfucker, you guys are fucking with us? Oh, come on, right? You're talking the spooks here, dude, that they're fucking with. Now, they're listening to them, you know that, right? They're not saying, oh, well, we're gonna not consider you as credible because they're CIA agents. They're supposed to be credible, and they're saying this shit's happening to them. I mean, so diplomats, and these people have information that should people being able to read your thoughts, and manipulate people to do things that they don't want them to do, that they're not privy of, and use that information against the world. That's that's what I'm talking about.
Yo, Scott, thanks for all the information, dude. And that last guy that was here, I'm definitely gonna look into some of the stuff that he was talking about. But it's 6 a.m.
I am gonna search the Robert Duncan guy.
Yeah, I'm gonna look that up too. But I've got to go to bed. I got a job interview tomorrow. So
well, regardless of the past issues, I thank you for coming up and
yep.
I appreciate
I'll see you,
it.
Scott.
You too. You have a good night.
You too.
And yes, are you familiar with what happened with Matthew Choi in Hong Kong? Yes, I watched the gang stalking show, and I saw his videos about Choi and what's happening with Choi being a target, and that he's being sought after for killing a taxi driver. Yeah. What's the deal? You know, I didn't post this before, but here you go. I don't like the radiation either, John Heyman. Because regardless of my physical health issues with COPD and the back issues, the fatigue it causes, right? It intensifies that at times. Like today, I wasn't feeling really good because of fatigue. But what I will say is, I don't know if you're experiencing their capability of sleep deprivation and disorientation they're able to inflict on you, like with distraction and that. Those aspects are debilitating on their own. But this is actually the longest live I have ever had. Well, bet. And actually having other people up here talking is better in the sense that, like I was saying in the beginning of the video, having actual people discussing the issue rather than just me, Q&A with the chat, and actually being to have other people's outlook and information presented in a panel fashion. I really like that. Even someone that is a skeptic. Because that's my main goal in the scope of this whole presentation or documentation I've been trying to persist with telling my experiences and my research, is to raise awareness. To people that are skeptical about it, maybe, that, as I've said before, when, let's say, you have a family member and they come to you and tell you, I'm being gang stalked, and you don't give them a sympathetic ear or whatever. That's what I'm getting at, raising the awareness and understanding about gang stalking. Matthew Troy is quickly becoming the most famous targeted individual, at least in this news cycle. What would you say to people just now hearing about gang stalking through his situation? That's a good question. I would say to people that don't understand what's happening to actually examine the facts, and if you're not understanding of what happened with him, to look at his video talking about V2K and being gang stalked, and understand that it can happen to you. That's my main focus. It can happen to anyone, and even you watching, if you're not a target or a gang stalker. Now, I will admit, not likely you're going to be targeted if you're one of the group that's targeting targets as a gang stalker, unless, of course, you turn out to be like Cronin, who was working for SIS in Seattle, which is a gang stalking company that he blew the whistle on and was talking about gang stalking, and now is a target because he turned against him, trying to expose him. And you might want to look up the whistleblower from SIS if you haven't heard that story, because should his story be accurate and true, he's talking about it from the standpoint that he was part of the program of gang stalkers, and now he's a target because he came forward about being one. All right. Well, thank you for saying that. I appreciate that. The Burger Boy says, "Thank you, Scott, very much. I appreciate your thoughts on this." That comment in itself makes everything I'm doing here worthwhile, Burger Boy. For me, because I will be the first to admit, as a target, it is hard for a TI to talk about, because granted, the first instance is to think you're crazy, blah blah blah, like Mike was saying, and the disbelief and the desire to not want to hear it. So that all being said, and it's been 2 hours and 17 minutes. I appreciate everybody for participating and coming out. I'm gonna go ahead and call an end to this, my first panel video. Have a very good night, and see you next time.